can be an especially evil individual, a corrupt corporation bent on world domination, or perhaps an otherworldly entity trying to spread death and darkness in its wake. No matter who or what they are, a great villain keeps us coming back for more. After all, if you don't stop them, who will? With the help of our friends at PlayStation the Official Magazine, we've compiled a list of our 10 favorite villains to vanquish on the PS3. The Joker is a villain for the ages, but in Batman Arkham Asylum, he really goes unhinged. There's nothing worse than being trapped in an enclosed place with a maniacal killer, especially when he's been busy releasing a toxin in the air that makes all the released inmates into super strong brutes.
The thing about the Joker is he's so chaotic, he's so evil in an unpredictable way. You never know what's coming, you never know what's going to happen next. You just know something bad is going to happen when the Joker's in town.
Let's start the party. Yeah. What separates a man from a slave?
Andrew Ryan is a slightly less obvious villain at first, but it doesn't take long for the player to see the true malice behind the voice.
Greed is good, perhaps, but when greed goes too far, you've got Andrew Ryan running some society into the ground. You know, it's based on what he thinks is man at his best, but it really becomes man at his worst, and you can't see beyond his philosophy, and it brings the whole society to a point of destruction.
The Bloody King of Rapture certainly had his own interesting ideas about what made a great civilization, but we can argue with some of his more creative techniques.
A man chooses. A slave regrets.
Once human colonists, the inhabitants of the toxic planet Helgen have evolved over the generations and adapted fierce and brutal attitudes that match their trivial form. In Killzone 3, we'll learn more about their civilization and find out if there's any humanity left in these cold-hearted killers. Wesker has been a staple of the Resident Evil series, but the former researcher for the Umbrella Corporation is back with a vengeance in Resident Evil 5.
Well, Albert Wesker will stop at nothing to eat your clip film. He is infecting himself with the Ouroboros virus. I mean, he already thinks he's a god, so what if your tentacles are in the mix?
Though we don't see too much of him in Brotherhood, the mark of Vidic is still felt throughout the game.
Don't make this complicated. Sit down on the animus and let's get started.
And especially in the multiplayer tutorials, where he's the narrator for your training. As part of the Assassin's Creed lore, he originally kidnapped Desmond. A corrupt geneticist for the Knights Templar and Abstergo Industries, he'd sooner let you rot in a coma for the rest of your life than endanger his precious research.
I am not going back in there.
Then we'll induce a coma and continue our work. I should have killed you myself when I had the chance.
He may look like your typical all-brawn, no-brains war criminal, but Zoran has some serious cunning in that chrome dome of his. In his search for the Sintamani stone, he'll let nothing get in his way. That includes entire villages, countless innocents, and of course, Nathan Drake. So much for the tree of life, eh, Zoran?
Hey! You're not my type.
Your son has returned.
Okay, technically the god of evil would probably be someone more like Hades. But in God of War 3, Zeus is the one tormenting Kratos above all else. But who can blame him, really, when there's a prophecy saying a marked warrior would be the undoing of Mount Olympus, and by association, you, then we can at least see his motivation, right? David Cage isn't a character from a video game, but he is the somewhat sadistic director of Heavy Rain. which has caused us more anxiety and paranoia than any other game in recent memory.
So here's the thing about Heavy Rain. There isn't necessarily like a main, like super evil villain in it, but the entire game is such an emotionally draining experience. But it opens with a kid getting hit by a car, and it doesn't get any happier from there. So you can kind of see how maybe we think David Cage is a little bit evil, kind of.
This game starts off with a perfect day, but then David Cage takes away my first son, puts my second son at peril, and then puts me through the paces, making tough choices for which there are no right answers. The whole time I'm sweating it out. And I'm not cursing all the villains that I go up against. I'm cursing David Cage.
Are you prepared to suffer to save your son? You have 5 minutes to cut off the last section of one of your fingers in front of the camera.
Liquid Ocelot is basically 2 bad guys for the price of 1. He's got the body of Solid Snake's nemesis, Revolver Ocelot, but his mind is possessed by Liquid Snake. With their powers combined, it's pure evil.
Track him down.
You take the mind of one evil being and put it in the body of another evil being and wrap the whole package up in one decades-long vendetta, and you've got pure evil.
Sweet Tooth, aka Needles Kane, aka Vile Smile, is another clown on a mission. And, well, same mission actually, to kill you. Only this clown is using a totally pimped out for destruction ice cream truck and an assortment of deadly treats to run you off the road. The new Twisted Metal isn't out until later in 2011, but this homicidal clown is already haunting our dreams. Villains. We don't have to like them, but we definitely need them. They're the reason we force our heroes into dire, difficult, and dangerous situations again and again. Well, that, and they're really fun to kill.